Hi, Cancer. This is your reading for April for the collective of Cancer. I'm Heather Dawn with Heather Dawn Tarot. Thank you so much for being here. If you're coming back, thank you for returning. If you're new, welcome, welcome. April is the start of the new astrological year. We wrapped up March with the solar eclipse, new moon in Aries. So lots of exciting new things on the horizon. Maybe you don't see them quite yet, but I think for most of us, we can feel them coming. And there is this great clearing out that has been happening for a long time now, and it is in the final stages. Of course, we are always clearing out things, but this is a huge point in your personal history of transformation, where a huge chapter, a huge life cycle, all of us are experiencing this. It is closing. We are learning so much about ourselves within the Venus and Mercury retrograde that is still happening currently. I believe Mercury goes direct, I want to say April 7th. I could be wrong about that. But on April 12th, Venus is going fully direct. And there have just been so many lessons around love and finances, self-love, compassion, giving ourselves grace and understanding in what we are wanting and desiring, how we have, not met that specific caliber of our desire in the past, but how we are alchemizing all those past experiences, particularly over the last 8 years with Venus in the Venus realms, as we emerge into April, going fully direct into the realms of love and money in a whole new way, and a whole new identity that will, I think it's still like the stage is still going to be set for you and us in April, but by the time we get to May, it is a fully open road in those domains. But let's see what we have for you in your tarot reading for the month of April, Cancer. First card out, we have the Fool. That is my card for Aries season. That is my card for 2025. The Fool is that jumping off point. It is taking a risk. It is a brand new beginning. This is the first card in the entire deck of the tarot. It begins a whole new journey. That is what is being set up for you by the universe, and also through all of your actions, all through your life up until this very point. It's time to take a risk. Okay, I'm going to keep going because I have other posts about the Fool, but it's interesting that it's coming up for you. And we have the Sun coming out, 2 major arcana right out of the gate. The Sun is the card for Leo season. The Strength card can also represent Leo, but this is the tarot card for Leo. But this is a profound, that's one of my favorite words, profound moment of truth, identifying what makes you feel free, what makes you feel childlike. So there's this embracing of childlike energy. Now there is a time marker here already for April. As April starts off, you are doing things that you are afraid of. So I encourage you to do that, whether or not that is just being really vulnerable and putting yourself into situations that you've always desired to do but have been, for whatever reason, afraid to do, or held yourself back, or felt held back. Now is the time to do things that you might feel foolish doing, because there is an element of like, I don't know exactly what I'm doing. It feels like I feel like with the Fool, there's this feeling of like, I may not know exactly how this is going to go or what exactly I'm doing, but I do know that all things are new. All things are new, and I am willing to not know what I'm doing or how to do it exactly, but I'm willing to take a risk to figure it out. The fool wants to just like, he nosedives into the abyss of new opportunity with the universe holding his hand, with the trust that something beautiful will truly appear for him. With the sun, there I said there is this time marker, right? So you start off Aries season, and I think this really probably the doorway for you is open during that spring equinox that we had in March, on March 20th, and Aries season began. So that is when the portal revealed itself to you. And by the time you get to, like, you see this truth with the sun card, you see a truth, you know, you can feel the warmth of the sun. It's not fully here yet. And I think by summer, it will be fully here. You are going to be in a different, you're going to be fully immersed into something new by the summer. Oh, and then we have the Tower. Well, goodness. I'm going to definitely have to pull more cards. You have 3 major arcana: the Fool, the Sun, the Tower. I'm going to pull, this is very unlike, oh, the Tower is going to be, we have the Tower again. So this, where does this Tower, I'm going to put it with the Fool. That's where it goes. So there's a bookend here. There's a deep connection. It's interesting. Anytime the Tower shows up, it's always like, like that's probably not the card anybody wants. But what I want to say about the Tower and the fact that you have it twice here, there's something that, there's a bookend. There's like a bookend, beginning and end to April for you. And I think it's the beginning, the Tower that comes with the Fool at the beginning. This is something that has happened in the past. It's like when everything just, and I think it happened for you. Well, this could go a lot of different ways for everyone listening here, but the Tower has already happened, right? You've had a Tower moment. Now let's talk about the Tower and what it is. It is something that from the very beginning of an experience, of a relationship, of a job, of something in your life, a life experience, from the very beginning, you could see that something wasn't quite right. Or it's like, not just that, you also knew that the structure of something being built, whether you came into it that way or whether it was a collaborative team effort, it was not ever built correctly. So it's kind of like that job or that relationship where you're just like at the very beginning, you can see all the beautiful aspects of it. You can see the perks, you can see the pros, but you can also see the cons. You can see like, oh, that gives me the heebie-jeebies, or that doesn't sit right with me. But with the Tower, it's kind of like we put those rose-colored glasses on and we only want to focus on like the good things. Nothing wrong with that, except there were things that were shown to you that did not sit right with you, and for whatever reason, sometimes we get caught up in fantasy. Sometimes we want to be the perpetual optimist. Sometimes we just really want to be loved. Sometimes we really like the pay of a situation. We focus too much on like the immediate gratification or a fantastical, like maybe not true desired outcome of a situation. But the thing with the Tower is you always see the red flags. The universe always gives you opportunities to step away from something. And if you don't step away, eventually in time, the Tower is going to happen. It's going to be implemented by the universe as a gift to you. I heard someone say, and I love this, the Tower doesn't happen to you, it happens for you. It may very, very much feel like it happens to you, but it's honestly a gift because it levels the situation, it clears the path, and this is eclipse energy, really. So I'm curious. I mean, I'm recording this right before the solar eclipse in Aries. So this is interesting because we have the card, the Fool, that is representative of Aries, and then we have the Tower. So it's like, I'm curious what might happen for you, what kind of Tower moment. Although I think this is already, well, by the time you watch this, it probably has already happened. But there's some kind of like recognition that a tower has fallen in your life that I think might happen on that solar eclipse. And we have the sun here, so maybe that's another confirmation of the solar eclipse. Whatever this tower moment is, whatever, I mean, the tower moment's really difficult. It's really difficult, and everyone's aware of it. But this is, it feels like a huge loss. Whatever it is, there's this recognition that it is truly for the best. It is for the best. Okay, Ludo is showing up, and you know what, Ludo? I can't do it. I can't right now. This is for the best. It implements a new beginning. So whatever has been so difficult to let go of, but you know in your heart of hearts, in your gut, that it's time to let go of it, let it fall. Let the towers fall, because you don't want to take anything with you in this new season, in this new cycle, in this new life, in this new identity, in this new understanding and self-love that you've been working so hard on. You don't want to take anything that is going to dim your light, or block opportunities. Like, let these towers fall. This is telling me you are letting these towers fall. It's not an easy process. Definitely not an easy process, but it's necessary. And you have a lot of, the Sun card is the happiest card in the deck. We get the Six of Wands with the Sun card. I love that because that means victory. Whatever you have gone through, or, and I feel like this has been very recently, or at least the understanding and the acknowledgement and the acceptance of what has happened, the acceptance of a fallen tower. Whatever it is, I think in April, it's going to be so vividly, truthfully obvious to you that it was for your betterment. Like, you have victory here. Six of Wands is victory. This is seeing that you are victorious, even if when it happened, it did not feel like that at all. But the thing about the tower is, like, you saw it coming. It's not really a surprise. It's kind of like, it's so devastating when it happens because you knew it was going to happen. You didn't make it happen by thinking it was going to happen. It's just like you always gut instinct level knew in some way that this was not going to work out. Because there's something better for you. There's something you're going to see it in April. And I feel like it's the midpoint of April. And then by the summer, there's something that happened by Leo season, which is August-ish. There's something that has manifested for you or will manifest for you that affirms this even further. Like, whatever this loss is, by the summertime, it's going to be so obvious that what a good thing it actually was. Now, you may not feel like that right now. You may not feel like that all of April, but I would like to just hopefully give you the gift of assurance that by summer you will understand. And there's joy, there's happiness, there's freedom here, there's victory here. We have, the Six of Wands. That is June energy too, but it's just this. I feel like by summertime, especially by Leo season, it's gonna be very clear for you. All right, then we have this second tower. Let me see what this is about. Hangman. Okay, gosh, you have, out of 6 cards, 5 of them are major arcana. This is a huge moment in your life. This is interesting because what this tells me is, like, what I just said. You're not gonna You're not going to fully understand and see the beauty of what this loss was until Leo season. That's so, I know that's really like maybe frustrating and annoying to hear, because I just want to validate how difficult what you've been through has been, and on some level really still continues to be. But here in the center of your reading, you have the Sun and the Six of Wands, so that's like victory. You're going to understand. You will understand in a few months' time, because I feel like something shows up. If it's not something showing up like in the external, I mean, this feels experiential to me. It feels like it's a deep understanding, but it's also like you have a moment this summer where you are crying from happiness. You are truly, I remember when that first happened to me, when I had a moment like that, because most of my life had been the opposite up until that point of just like, I spent a lot of my life crying over loss and just having to like shed some victim mentality, and and some crazy stuff has happened in my life. But I remember this is what this is triggering for me. I remember a moment. I was driving out in the countryside. I had just been to an event where I had performed some music, and I hadn't done that in a really long time. And I was driving, and the windows were down, and the temperature was perfect. And I was also kind of in an area that I had not been in like 20 years. And it was just this moment of huge revelation of how far I had come, and how every single thing up until that moment, all of the horrible tower moments that I had experienced, led me to that moment and led me to become who I was embodying, or who I am embodying. And it's just like I cried from happiness in that moment. And it was the strangest experience to cry from happiness, because I had never done it before. And it just felt so, it felt like the Sun card in my body. And I feel like you are going to have a moment like that. You're not in it right now. You have the Hanged Man here. The Hanged Man is a message to really, take time for your self-care, to trust that it's not it's, even though we're talking about the Fool and doing things that are risky and like all new life, all new energy, take your time with that. The Hangman is like, you don't have to make any big decisions right now. It's also like just waiting for the universe to show you your path. I think by summer, something's going to happen to you that you're going to have some real deep understanding around what direction your happiness is in. I'm going to pull one more card for you. Seven of Cups. Yeah, you're thinking a lot about possibility in April. 100%. Seven of Cups, that's looking at what all options are there for me? And those options for you are endless. You could go so many different directions now. And I think like it's good to look at those things, but I don't think it's time to really make a decision, because you are in hangman mode. That tells me like you're not ready to make a decision. You can feel this energy of the new life. You can feel this desire growing. You can feel your healing. You also have just been through something really hard, and it's gotta have time to just like process through your system. Summer, something's gonna just like alchemize for you. You're gonna have a beautiful moment. You're gonna have a beautiful moment of freedom and revelation of how you have survived, and you're thriving and you're shining. Okay, let's talk about the Sun card a little bit more, because this is you being vibrant. This is you being a sunflower. This is you outside, just like in your element, understanding your radiance. You're not there right now. You're working on it. You are working on it. And there are lots of ways to get there. Yoga is a great way. My hangman is often the card for yoga, but it's also just contemplative spaces that you create for yourself. Yoga can do that. Exercise can do it. It's like all about the breath. It's all about doing something that gets the mind, body, soul, spirit, emotional connection all kind of just linked up, right? So hangman mode, allow yourself to review options of which way you're going. I'm going to pull a shadow card for you. This is what you might bump up against, the deep work that you're doing. What's any advice I can give you around that? Judgment card. Yeah, you're going to make a big, there's going to be a moment for you this summer. I think right now it's just really kind of like taste testing some things. Taste testing, seeing what makes you, it's kind of like with the Seven of Cups, it's kind of like allow yourself, it's like you're at the buffet of life. You get to really create something new for yourself now. We all do. I feel like don't exactly know what that is, but yeah, you're at the buffet of life, so just taste test. Some things you're gonna be like, oh no, that is disgusting, I don't want to do that. Some things you're like, ooh, I really like that, I gotta be careful with that because I'll eat way too much of that. And then some things like you don't think you're gonna like, and you try it and you do. So it's, I think right now, and there's also this element of play that is being advised in the month of April. So just allow yourself to experiment, allow yourself to play, and allow yourself not to have to make a decision, a big decision, because you have time. You have time, and you're gonna have a huge moment that comes up, and it's kind of like dependent on you trying a bunch of different things and just allowing yourself to be flexible, allowing yourself to have freedom and not rigidity. And then I think honestly by the summer, it'll be time to make a decision. So yeah, just trusting that this judgment will come. The judgment card is when you just know your life changes in a second. You make a decision. This is the card of making a decision, a huge decision. So again, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 major arcana here out of 8 cards. That is like that's huge. I feel again like you sense it all just kind of growing and brewing in you, but you don't have the answers yet. And the reason you don't have the answers is because you are really processing this tower that has happened, and that's what you're supposed to be doing. In the meantime, 7 of Cups, experiment and play with some self-care. So the cups are emotional, they are self-love. Just experiment, try new things, go back to old things, keep doing the things that you know work. These are precious moments of like, okay, I've always wanted to do this, let's do this. This is like allowing yourself to paint one night, allowing yourself to take yourself out on a date, allowing you, it's like saying yes to small opportunities of self-care, and really pay attention to how those things make you feel. Because what's interesting about the 7 of Cups is you can be very, this is a new life you're creating. There will be things that you have always worked for you, but the surprising thing about the 7 of Cups is like, sometimes you try those things again and they are not who you are anymore. And it's okay. The 7 of Cups is like, it's okay. Like, I don't have to commit to anything right now. And that's a good message for you too, is in the month of April, you do not have to commit to anything. I would actually advise against committing, because you have the Hangman, and it's like there's things that are still attached and you're processing that have to do with the Tower. So you're trying to get as much clarity about all of that as you can, and clarity is coming. It is at the heart of your reading. You have victory in the sun. That is divine clarity and truth, and nothing can be hidden in the sun energy. Like everything is visible, the good, the bad, everything. So no commitments in April. The only thing to commit to is being the hangman, which is like, I'll know when I know. When it's time to make a decision, I'll know. I'll bring myself out of this contemplative state that is so intense and needed right now. Meanwhile, take care of yourself, love yourself, be gentle with yourself, because I really think by Leo season, by summer, it's when you have a moment. You feel so good, and I'm so excited about that. And it's because you know what you're supposed to do at that point. All right, so thank you, Cancer, so much. If you ever want a personal reading with me, I do offer those virtually or in person if you are in Nashville. Yeah, you can book with me through my website, which is in the description box. Please like, share, subscribe, send this to someone, that you think might be helped by this, or their sign. You can also watch your Venus rising, your sun, your moon, any of those. However you operate in the world of astrology, I'm not going to exactly tell you what to do, but do as you are led and called to do. I love you. I hope this message helps you in some way, and I hope you have a beautiful April.